wave. That's right. Okay. So we are live on I Bring It Every Day. And this is Kelly. And I want to introduce you. We're going to talk a little bit today to AngelRenee Today, who's one of my channel members. Hi. And I just like to just let everybody know that I like to showcase anybody who's interested in talking about their channel in their own time. And, and like I said, you're free to share as much or as little as you want. There's no pressure. And so I say
I'm
that to
here.
everybody. You're here. Okay.
Whatever you
So
want to
anyway,
ask away.
okay. So anyway, so YouTube. Now, do you mind sharing why you got on YouTube? Let's just start there.
Okay.
Yes,
I
if you
got
don't
on
mind.
YouTube. I started crocheting again, like to want to actually make items, not just a one-off here and there kind of thing, but like make
Yes.
items. It was during 2020 and all of that stuff was going on. It was like November of 2020, and I decided I wanted to make some slippers because it was really cold. And
Yes.
I saw a tutorial, and I made some slippers. And then I saw a tutorial for like fingerless mittens, and I made some of those. And then I started making more and more stuff, and I stumbled because I was like looking up yarn stuff so much on YouTube that there
Yes.
wasn't just a community of people making tutorials. There was a community of people, like actual people. I had no idea that there were people doing yarn vlogs and like yarn challenges and other channels just talking about stuff they made. Because the channels
Yes.
I was watching were like really big channels, and all they were doing were tutorials. So I
Right.
didn't even know about that. And the deeper I got into it, the more I met. Well, I didn't meet them, but I found people online that I wanted to communicate with. Like they were vlogging yarn channels. And then I found some lives. And then from there, I was going to maybe like 2 or 3 channels lives on the days that they had lives. And I learned like they would do like little donation super sticker things and giveaways. And I was learning all about that kind of life. And I started I guess getting recognized by some of those channels because some of those channels have blown up now from when I first went. So the smaller the channel is and the live, the more interaction you get with the host, you know?
Right.
And then they started asking me like, well, what do you do? And then I followed some Facebook pages and they're like, show us your stuff. And I was like, oh, I'm going to make a video. I'll make a video. I didn't really think it was a channel. Like I thought I was going to make a video and my so-called YouTube friends that I found were going to watch that video and that was going to be the end
Yes.
of that. And before you knew it, like I only made like 2 videos last year, 2 or 3 videos, and that was in 2022.
Yep.
And then I didn't really have anybody watch them, so I just took a break and I went about my life. And then I actually took a break from YouTube for quite a few months, and then I went back in January. And in the beginning of 2023, the people hadn't seen my name in a long time because you get to know people coming in your chat and stuff. And they started saying, hey, where you been? How have you been? You haven't posted a video. So I was like, you know what? I did make a lot. Let me make another video. So I made like 2 videos back to back in January. And I don't know what happened, but they blew up. And they got like, for us, right? They blew up. They like got like 2,000 views. And I was like, okay, I guess I will share the stuff I made. Yes. And before you knew it, I realized I had a lot of stuff that I hadn't shared in the small time that I was off YouTube. And now it's kind of become like a channel, like a kind of like a beast of its own. Because, right, like sometimes you want to share, and then other times I'm like, I really don't want to make a video today. I don't want to go live.
Yes.
So it's kind of there now. But before it was only like I'm showing videos of what I got. And now I make a lot of stuff. And so I have to like
you're
tone
pretty
down,
prolific.
like,
yes.
So that's about it. That's like kind of how like it became like more than just a show and tell. It became more of a channel.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. See, your story is different from a lot of people. It really is. And that I know.
And then and then they changed the monetization, right? So when I first started, it was 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours. And I just thought like if that ever happens, it happens, and that's pretty cool. And then they changed it. Well, there's a few things that happened in the past few months, I would say. They changed the monetization requirements. And then 2, I started going to a lot more lives and doing lives because I'm going to say the month of May was very relaxing for me and Arthur. And we would just go and do lives to have fun. And then in June is when they put out those new requirements, right? And I realized I was really close to those monetization requirements.
Yes.
Not
Yes,
that I
you
wanted
are.
to become monetized through that level. I would still, strive for the one from the ads. What's it called?
Like the
AdSense?
1,000. So 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 hours. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
And really just for just for to say that I actually made that milestone, really, right? Because like I'm not going to be a millionaire overnight because my crochet is
Right.
not that well. But just to say like I did it, it was like super cool. Like I actually went from something that I didn't even know I wanted to now I want it. But I didn't really want it until they dropped those requirements. And then it became kind of like, I think I could do it. And you start believing in yourself. And this also became a way for me to do something that was completely for me. And as much as I wanted to let my beautiful husband Art come and visit, he comes and visits.
Yes.
But it was my thing that I got to do because I'm home so much. So that's kind of like all those things that now we have like a full blown channel where I want to put content.
Mm-hmm.
That was a very
That's a great story
long-winded
because it's different. It's different from anybody I know. Yeah. So I like it. No, I like it. I think that's a great story, and a lot of people should know that. And the drop in the monetization really has been a game changer, because so many people were kind of hovering at 600, 500 subscribers.
Yes.
And then they were like, oh, I just can't make it. And then the next thing you know, you can make it.
Yeah, and really, like even when I got the 500, it was during like a live when I got 500 subscribers. It was, to me, that was a milestone before it became like an official YouTube milestone. That 500 was a milestone because I was like, wow. Like I remember when I got 100. And then when you can see people that you recognize that are your friends or you're friendly with them in the YouTube community and you can see that they subscribe to you, that also is like another like little check of they actually came and they're actually like supporting me. They're not just saying it to say like, hey, we will want to support your channel. They actually came, and that felt really nice too. So those things all make a big difference, I felt.
No, it's amazing. It is amazing. So you've done great. I mean, it's like you can't ask for it. That's a nice story. It really is. So that's good. So it's interesting that you just sort of stumbled on it. Yeah. And then you just met people. Mm-hmm.
I did, and I never intended to my name is changed one time on YouTube. It used to, or two times. It used to be a different name because it wasn't a YouTube channel. It was from gaming, my old gaming days, and me and Art used to game, and so my channel was that.
Yes.
But then when I started going to these lives in the yarn community, because I'd been to lives in the sewing community before, but I wouldn't really talk. I would just watch because I also enjoy sewing. But I wasn't really watching. I was just, I was just watching, not talking. But once I started talking in the lives, I realized that my name was not very PG friendly, just because it sounded, it was purposely ambiguous if I was a boy or girl, because of the game, because of the gaming world, right?
Right.
And so then I put my real name as my name. And so for a long time, it was just my name. Okay. And when I decided I wanted a channel, I realized that I wanted, one, I didn't want to put crochet in my name.
Yep.
And two, I didn't want to be boxed in once I realized that I was going to talk more about other things in my life. So I felt like the name AngelRenee Today really is what I wanted to talk about, because even though those first like 2 or 3 videos are about yarn in 2022, once I decided I really wanted to do this, I already knew that my life is so hectic and busy. And because I'm a very emotional creature, I want to share. I didn't want to be boxed in to where I only had to talk about crochet or yarn. I wanted to be able to talk about everything. So that's how my name evolved to be like, it's still my real name, right? It's AngelRenee, but I don't put crochet or fabric or any of that stuff because I'm really, it's multifaceted and I don't know where this channel will be. And for a lot of the videos lately, it's more to document myself so I can remember and share with other people that are on the fence about having a channel, because that's kind of how I
Yes.
went. Like people were telling me, "Hey, I know you're on the fence about it, but come on,
Yes.
make a video, just get your
Yes.
phone." I literally just got my phone and I said, "I'm gonna go do it."
Okay.
And Arthur was like, "You're gonna go and record a video." I go, "I am gonna do it. I'm gonna do it because I want my friends to see my stuff.
Yes.
And
Yes.
if they get a chance to see it, then cool." And then also it went to like I did a tutorial that I always like shout out is Carrie Penny's half circle shawl. Once I did
Okay.
that shawl, and then I started making like tops and sweaters. I was like, I want to show people that I can make sweaters and
Yes.
tops. I didn't think I could from a shawl. I'm not reading a pattern. It's like a shawl.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So stuff like that came about, and I'm really, really glad that I have my name. And I really like your name too.
Oh, thank
I
you.
like your name a lot.
Well, I'll tell you offline because this isn't about me, but I'll tell you offline why I have my name. And it was sort of it was sort of an accidental thing also. But anyway, so but long story short, was I did sort of the opposite of what you did. Well, I'll just say this real quick. I started crocheting. I knitted before, started crocheting, and I started learning patterns. I got patterns. I wasn't really reading patterns. So my husband's like, go on YouTube, you'll find a bunch. And sure enough, there was a bunch, and then it's like a rabbit hole. So I got into the
Yes.
rabbit hole of crochet. So that's kind of how I ended up on YouTube, just in the abbreviated story. But anyway, it was just the funniest thing because I just said, oh, thanks, honey. Just leave it there. Thanks. Okay. My husband just popped in. But anyway, what happened was, so like I said, it's I know it's so funny. Like there are so many channels on crochet, and that's what I was going to say. So you have to sort of pick and choose, but it's hard because there's just so many, right? And you want to hang out a little bit. And I started doing the lives, and for me, that was the big thing that really helped me out. But anyway, I forgot
Yeah,
to tell you.
I feel
Yeah,
like there's a lot of YouTube channels, right? Um,
yes.
but just like anybody else, if you read a little bit about YouTube and about like, there's billions of users, so there's somebody for
Hmm.
everybody. And I just kind of like I take like cable TV, right? If you don't like
Yes,
the channel, flip the channel to the next channel because you will find somebody. And I
absolutely.
also didn't know that until I started watching YouTube channels that have like more of a blog kind of sense.
Hmm.
Those YouTube channels, now I can go through and like, oh, I like your personality, I want to watch that. Oh, I like your tutorials, but maybe not your vlogs. And you kind of pick and choose, and it's kind of creating your own cable package, right? You got to pick what you
It
want to
really
watch, and
is.
you want to watch, and you can go back and you can save it.
Yes.
And I pay for YouTube Premium, so I download videos. I'm in the car a lot, so if it's choppy, I don't have to worry about that because I got it
Yes.
downloaded. I don't have no
Oh,
commercials. I mean,
nice.
I spend a lot of time on YouTube. I watch a lot of
Hmm.
history documentaries. So
Okay.
that YouTube Premium for me is like it's a game changer. I love YouTube
Yes.
Premium.
No, and that is great. Now, do you want to share a little bit about your family? You talked about your husband. I'll just and
Yeah.
so so how
So
much? Well, here's a question: how much are you having him interact on your channel? I guess that's the question first.
okay. So
Hmm.
when I first started doing lives, I he I think there's a video of us in the car, like one of my first videos. It's a very short one. And my kids were sleeping and I wanted to show my kids, but I was on the fence, like if I wanted to have them on or not. But they're
Yes.
sleeping in the car. So this was last year. So little
Right.
Artie, that's our smallest, he's 3. He was like 2 in that video.
Hmm.
I say on the video, like, I don't know if my husband wants to be on the camera. And then I'm done recording, right? I could vividly remember this moment. I'm done recording and I was like, I'm going to post that later. I just wanted to show some people that didn't know my kids. And he goes, I would have said hi. And that was like
Oh,
the first inkling of like, okay,
yes.
Arthur's okay with this. And he's the one encouraging me, but maybe he wants to be on camera. So I made a
Right.
few more videos and it was his idea, really. I think I have a video where I introduce him. It's a video, not a live, because we
Yes.
spend a lot of time crafting together. So me and my husband, we have 3 kids. We have 3 boys.
Hmm.
We have an 11-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 3-year-old. My 2 oldest kids are nonverbal
Yes.
autism. They're like very slightly verbal.
Hmm.
And our oldest in December of 2022 or 21, he had run
Yep.
away. He did one of those escape things that the kids,
Oh,
you see on TV with the autism. They wandered.
yeah.
He did a wandering away. Um,
Right.
that really solidified in our house that we
Yes.
just we're so busy. We don't do nothing. We don't trust anybody with our kids. So we
Yes.
spend a lot of time being at home. And now we have
Oh,
even like more locks and stuff at our house. So we have to make our home as comfortable as possible. So we
yes.
already were crafting before I started this YouTube channel together.
Mm-hmm.
And once I started this YouTube channel, it was kind of a way for Art to also show his stuff and for us to
Yes.
collaborate and be together. So
Yeah.
we have like the video, and then before you know it, I was doing a little bit of lives alone. And one night I said, "Do you want to come do a live with me?"
Yep.
And he was like, "Are you sure you really want me there?" Because we talk a lot. If you watch our lives, we laugh a lot. We have a lot
Yes.
of fun, but we're very chatty,
That's
chatty, chatty together, right? And so you
that's
put us
great.
together even more. We're chatty, chatty, chatty. And he came to the live, and I don't know. Before you know it, it was just like a thing. So like all the month of May this year, we were able to do a bunch of lives together,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yep.
he also decided that he wanted to crochet because he kept asking me if I was going to learn to do amigurumi. And
Oh,
amigurumi was not, I'm not interested in amigurumi.
I understand
And
that.
right? Because the yarn, one for me, the yarn, it's plain. You have to use like plain
Mm-hmm.
colors, right? Or not as, to me, as pretty
Yep.
colors. Some of the projects, yeah, you do variegated yarns. Two,
Yeah.
you have to use a
But not
smaller
really.
hook to make it
Yep.
tight. And
Yep.
for me, three, I'm a lot different than my husband. I spoil my
Mm-hmm.
kids, but not like my husband does. My husband,
Oh, okay. Well, he's the
Art
one.
goes all over and beyond for these kids with spoiling them. And I'm just like, I'm not going to be buying a bunch of stuffed animals every 5 minutes because my
Oh, okay.
sons, they all
Gotcha.
got different things they like to collect, right? He's like, I want to make amigurumi. I kept thinking that he was just like saying it to say it because I got the YouTube
Yes.
channel. No, he really decided that he was going to do it. So he picked up
Yes.
yarn, and one day I came back in
Yep.
here. This is our sewing slash craft room. I came
Yep.
in here and there was some yarn pulled out. There was a hook not matching the yarn that you're supposed to, and he was doing it by himself. So
Okay. And I'm
from
still
there,
here. Keep going.
okay, that's fine.
Yep.
From there, that's how it kind of manifested to Art coming on the channel. And he really likes the technology part of this, like the editing and stuff, and
Yeah, that's
and
cool.
making. And now it's come to where he's made a few videos on the channel himself, where he's alone.
Yes.
But it's really his own journey, but it's something we can bond over, just like in the old days before we had kids, we used to bond over video games. So now,
Wow.
on top of regular crafting together, because like I said, he does cricket. He made shirts. He made this shirt that I'm wearing right now, actually. It
Oh,
says,
that's cute. Oh, I
I
don't
don't
always
always,
crochet. That's yeah. I'm sorry, I'm
and
laughing.
I mean, like that's the kind of stuff that we do, and we're home
Yeah,
together a lot. So
for him.
why not? We spend a lot of our time together. We spend our energy together, and
Yes.
I'm totally for it. Like if he wants to crochet and he wants to make amigurumi one day, I'm here
Mm-hmm.
for it. And he
That's
wants to
great.
come and show it on the channel. And he already knew everybody's names. Like he knows
He's
like
doing
your
a great
name.
job, I have to say. He really is.
You know, like it
He's
was
like,
just like the next step, right?
yes,
Is have him here. He knows everybody,
he's
and then
good.
everybody kind of knows his name. So
Mm-hmm.
it was like if he wants to come up, it's fine.
Yeah.
And for a while there, really wanted my cousin to be a part of my channel with me because she does crochet too. But
Oh, okay.
with things going on with that part of my life with my grandmother,
Yes. Yes.
who was a big part of my life, she's 95.
Wow.
And when my mother passed away, it kind of left me and my cousin in charge of her caregiving. And we
Yep.
refused to put her in a home. So
Good for
that
you.
became a big, big part of our life. So when
Yes.
you add the special needs kids, I have the grandma, and then she just recently went on to hospice. All these
Okay.
things make it to where my life, with the little pieces that I can show, is
Yes.
crochet because it's mobile. It goes with me everywhere. We go to therapy.
Yes.
We're in the car, and now it's the same thing for Art. Like Art's at work, and he works really long shifts. He has his little bag now. He showed in the video that I gave him a little bag. He has a little bag and yarn, and he's been practicing.
Aw.
So we spend time together, and part of it is crafting. And right now, in this moment, Art is doing crochet or trying to learn to crochet.
I learned crochet. He's
Taught
doing
me to
well.
knit.
I've been watching.
Yeah, yeah. He taught me to knit too. He watched a video. because I couldn't get the hang of it. Also, I'm left-handed, so I don't know if a lot of people
Oh,
know that I'm left-handed.
that's a
So it
whole
was
thing.
very, very difficult. Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
he's actually cast on and learned the knit regular, like the garter stitch,
Mm-hmm.
even though he doesn't knit, but he showed me in like one whole day. It took us like a whole day of him
Yeah.
practicing
Yeah.
and showing me. So I only know how to do it right-handed. I don't do anything left-handed with the knitting. It's knitting is right-handed. I forced myself to learn. But he doesn't know any. He doesn't remember it. He doesn't remember how, like any of the stuff. But he showed me how to do it because he watched some guy. He had to find a man that was going to teach him to knit because every time he was trying to listen to the lady, he would get lost in whatever lady that was teaching him to knit because he would just get lost. And I was like, you need to
Interesting.
find a guy.
Find a guy.
And he's like, I was like, find a guy with some big hands because he kept saying all the ladies have such little hands. It's so easy. And then finally he found a man and he's like, see, that man has big hands like me. I'm gonna show you. And so he sure enough he learned.
That
And
is
that's how
amazing.
he went about.
All right.
And now I knit. I
Now you
can
knit.
knit. I really knit.
Oh, now have you learned the purl stitch, or have you?
I learned the purl stitch. I learned
Yeah.
the garter stitch, and then I did one a scarf of, I think it's called the seed stitch. But
Oh,
really it's not. It's like a knit stitch and then a purl stitch and then a knit stitch and a purl
right.
stitch.
Yeah, I think that's what
And
it's. Yeah.
I gave it to my
So,
cousin. And so it
oh,
looks
great.
pretty, that seed stitch thing, but it took too long.
It
And
takes
that's
a
like
long
the only
time.
other, yeah. That's the only other thing I've ever done besides
Yeah.
the garter stitch.
Oh, that's
That's about
nice.
it.
Okay, so I mean, but you're almost, yeah. So the thing is, you got to do stockinette. That's your last thing, and then do some
Oh
patterns.
no, I
Stockinette.
did that one. I
So
did
you
that
already
one.
did that. So you're there. That's all you need to know, really.
Yeah, stockinette's where you do one row garter and one row purl, right?
One row knit, one row purl, knit, purl, knit,
Yeah,
purl.
I did that
Yeah,
one. And that blanket, I made a blanket with
so you're
blanket
good.
yarn from Bernat. But
Yeah.
it came out all wonky because I kept forgetting which
Yes.
row was. So some of
And it
it's
takes.
stockinette, some of it's like bumpy, some of it's
Yes.
stuck.
Okay. No, that's okay. But I mean, at least you got it. Like, see, a lot of people. Um. So anyway, like originally when I started my memberships, I was gonna. Some people had asked knit, but they all kind of wimped out on. Not all, but like some of them have wimped out on me. So anyway, so maybe we can revisit that again. I don't necessarily want to make you do a project. Like some people do well with knit alongs, crochet alongs, but some people
Yeah.
really don't do well with those. And I don't like to put the pressure on. But I wanted us to sort of see if we could do a little project. I mean, nothing like
Yeah.
major, but just
I wanna
if you were into it. Yeah.
I wanna make a knit headband.
Oh, a headband. Well, that's easy. Yeah, that's not that bad. We can
Like
do that.
I wanna make one in cotton, but right now I'm all in cotton kick, right? Because I live in
You
the
like
heat
cotton?
in the
Yeah. Well, you're in the
yeah,
right. You need cotton because it's hot over
yeah.
there. Like you guys, that's a whole
It's
thing. That I cannot relate to. It's not that warm
it's
here.
awful. It's very,
Yeah.
very bad. It's so bad. Like right now my
It's shocking.
computer actually says there's a heat warning. So
That happened with my phone the other day. I was out and about and I went, oh my God. I've only had that happen twice in my life. But anyway, oh,
really,
that's good. So, well, you at least, okay, so sweet. Really, the thing that I wanted to know was how you started your channel. We know your name. Like, 'cause that's the one thing that a lot of people always like to know. And then, and then what you do. Now, you're sewing. Do you do much sewing now? I mean, I know you're really working on your channel, but do you have time to sew, or are you into sewing right now, or what's your story?
I love sewing. I
Mhm.
recently bought, I think in March was the last time I bought fabric. And before that, I've been on fabric bands. I'm telling
Yes.
you, learning about the yarn community is a whole thing because it made me realize that all the communities of crafting are like, like crafting is like the bigger human services department. And then there's like
Yes.
yarn department. And, I didn't
And
realize that all of the departments have bands that they do. I thought that was just like a sewing, a fabric thing. So I went on a fabric band for a long time. I didn't buy fabric. And then in March, I bought some because it was Golden Girls. I do enjoy sewing. I still cut projects. I don't show that because that's not really what I've been showing on my channel.
right.
I cut projects, but do I actually get to sew like my sewing machine? No, I don't because my 5-year-old right now is really terrified of loud noises. So I don't get to
Okay.
vacuum if he's home, and I don't get to use the sewing machine or the serger. But
Yes.
it's still something I really enjoy doing. I love making bags. Do I have? I have like little tiny bags, like little easy bags that took me a few minutes to
Oh,
make.
that's cute. Wait,
Like
hold
it was
on.
like
Let me.
It was like an
Let me see if I
emergency
can solo you.
Halloween thing. We
Yep.
needed a trick or
Hang
treat
on. Let
bag.
me solo you. Solo. There we go. That's nice.
So we needed a
And
trick or treat bag,
come
and it's
on.
a Disney one.
Oh no. This solo is not working. Oh, jeez. I want to make you big. There we go. Wow, that was a delay, right? That's
Yeah,
beautiful.
we're really lagging.
Yes, we are. Oh my goodness. I had my husband bring the module really close. Like I'm really close.
So I
That
did
is
other
funny.
stuff. I can show you real quick. Give me 1 second.
Sure. No, but anyway, thanks for sharing that. Yeah, I like I said, I wanted you to show just a couple of things, whatever you were into, and this will help people out. They'll love it. Oh, that is nice too. Ooh, yeah, very nice. Oh yeah, I like
It
the
has pop.
denim. Yeah.
Yeah, I like to reuse a lot of because I went to school actually for sewing. I went to college and I was doing a communications degree, and then all
Mm-hmm.
this stuff happened when you get special needs kids, and I was like, I'm never going to be able to finish this
Yes.
degree. But what is something that I might be able to utilize, learn strategies, business wise? So I went and I did all the sewing. I think I'm like short the internship to get my certificate
Mm-hmm.
in
Oh.
sewing apparel business is what they call it. So I did
Mm-hmm.
all the works for that and made up the mock-ups and all that stuff. But the idea was one day to sell my bags.
Yes.
This was
Yes.
before I knew about YouTube. I didn't know that I could do YouTube. I didn't even know about Etsy.
Oh, Etsy. See,
Had
that's
I
huge. Okay.
had I
Mm.
known about those things, maybe I would have pursued it more
Yeah.
as far as bag making because I do enjoy making bags a lot, a
Mm-hmm.
lot, a lot.
Well,
I
it's
do
not
make
too late.
pillowcases,
Yeah, you're good. You can do it now.
but right now the passion is yarn.
Okay.
But yes, I still sew when I can. Like this last Christmas is when I think I sewed the most, and
Okay.
I just had Ollie go over to my grandmother's, and he was there for a little bit, and I sewed some pillowcases and some gifts for people. But I used to sew clothing, and that was like my
Yeah.
main thing was garments and tops.
Okay.
No more,
Nice. Now, here's a
not
question
anymore.
for you. No, no, that's awesome. No, I really appreciate you sharing that because that's a big thing. See, I don't think people are aware of that about you, so that's good to know. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I was
college.
going to say. Yeah. Go ahead.
They don't have it no more. They don't have those the home
Like,
ec degrees, right? They used to
yes.
have in the 60s. This was
Mm-hmm. No,
a
they don't.
business apparel. Yeah, they don't.
Right.
And so that's what it
Mm.
was. That you had to get your certificate in business apparel.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I didn't know. I wasn't aware of that. Okay. Now, do you have any yarny stuff you would like to show people? And I forgot to
Um,
tell you to do that.
no, I didn't bring anything. I can show you some of my makes that I was talking about the shawl that turns a shawl into a
Sure.
sweater. I haven't
Yeah,
shown
yeah,
that
yeah.
yet.
I mean, and as many or as little as you want. Sure. Let me see if I'm going to put you. Oh, yeah, you got some stuff there. Yes.
Yes. So this is a shawl, or it started out
Hmm.
as a shawl.
Yeah,
This is the
that's
shawl.
nice. Now, what yarn
Okay,
is
so
that? Do you remember?
this is a Caron cake limited
Yeah.
edition from 2021 that I got on clearance.
Ah,
So you start
nice.
with the Carrie Penny's shawl and you add some wedges to her shawl
Yeah.
tutorial.
Okay.
And you make your shawl as big as you want so that it can go under your arms. Once it goes under your arms,
Hmm.
you connect and then you keep
Yes.
going. And then I
Wow.
added pockets and I added the collar and the
Mm-hmm.
cuffs. Um,
Nice.
So my plan is eventually to do the tutorial on this. I asked Carrie Penny if I could do it. She said yes because I added so many different elements to it that it could be its own tutorial. But
Nice.
I think this is really beneficial to a lot of people because that's kind of how I first started making a sweater. Was I was like, I don't know how to make a sweater. I don't know how to read a pattern, but
Yes.
I can make a shawl. I was like, I
Yeah.
can make a shawl in practice.
Yeah.
So
A
I
lot
did
of people.
that.
I mean, that's how it starts, right? Yeah. That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
And then I make summer ponchos a lot. So
Yep. Yep.
this
Seeing
is like
those.
my thing.
Yeah.
It's
Nice.
just a circle neckline, and
Yeah.
then the netting. And
Nice.
I do 2 trebles or 2 doubles depending on what I'm doing before I do the knitting. So
Mm-hmm.
that and
That looks
I've
great.
made other. I will show like some sweaters.
Sure.
So this
That looks
sweater,
great.
this one is a bod pattern.
Mm-hmm.
This
Oh, I do
is
recognize that. Yes.
a lava cake. It's 2 of the lava cakes, the Caron lava cakes. And I made this for my son, Oliver.
It's cute. Yes.
It's so cute. I made this for him last year, but sadly, he does not want to wear it because it is,
I,
I think the lava cakes are 30% wool.
oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah, and it's kind of itchy for him.
Oh,
And then I made this for my little tiny one, for my little guy, and he did wear
that
this.
is that is so cute. That's adorable.
This is, I love this yarn,
Mm-hmm.
and it's really cute. It's just back loops. So that's what the little ridges,
Mm-hmm.
they're back loops.
Cute.
So I made those sweaters, but I've decided that the kids are not getting sweaters anymore. I might make one this fall for art. He does want me to make him a business sweater. He calls it the business sweater, but he's talking about like a Mr. Rogers kind of sweater
I had a
for the
feeling you were going to
office.
say Mr. Rogers. Yeah.
Yeah, like he wants one with like a rolled collar. I don't know if I can do
Yes.
all that, but I can
Yeah.
make one similar, and we'll see how
Mm-hmm.
far I get. And I've made a few
Yes.
others, and I've given them away, cardigans. But my favorite cardigan is the one I kept, which is a
Mm-hmm.
shawl and turned into a cardigan. And that's my favorite go-to now. I'm not going to make that for art, obviously, because it is very like with the little eyelets and stuff. But
Yes.
I'll have to
Yes.
find a men's pattern and kind of tweak it to my own.
Mm-hmm.
But that would be my forte into men's wear. I don't know. That's it.
Oh, that's
And
nice.
I
That's
like
a
to
good
make.
idea. Yes, because I know, like my husband won't wear my stuff if I make him crochet.
He really wants to knit. And I was like, man, I just learned to knit. If you could knit me a sweater, that would be even better. Let me knit myself a garment and we'll see about a
We'll
man's
see what.
garment.
Yes, yes. His expectations are high, but that's good. That's good. That is
He
awesome.
has faith.
So no,
He has faith.
yes, no. I think that's amazing. See, he at least he knows what he wants. Like my husband has no idea. Okay, even if I wanted to make him something, I'd have to really interview
He
him
picked
and
out
get.
yarn already. He bought the yarn. He
Oh,
picked out the yarn. I've had it here for like a year and a half. It's wool.
are
He
you
wants
serious?
wool ease. Yeah, no, him. Arthur really believed the day I learned to do the knit stitch. He's like, see, now you can learn to make me a sweater. So he's been asking for the sweater, and he's like, it will last me forever because we live in Arizona. He has all these reasons of why it will last forever. He's only gonna wear it like a few times in a year. It's only gonna be at
Hmm.
work. He has all these expectations. So
Yes,
yeah, it's wool ease in the color charcoal, and he already
nice.
has it. He bought it a whole like a lot of them because he's like, I'm gonna need a lot. I'm a big guy. But yeah, it's not gonna be knit. It's gonna be crochet.
Okay. Well. I mean, I okay. I'm impressed. So that's funny. But I like the fact that you guys are sort of working together, but not together, but you are, but you aren't. Like here and there, you do it. So that's kind of nice. And I think people enjoy that. So.
Yeah, because it's not his channel. He always tells me it's not my channel. He's like, I
Hmm.
just want to show. I just want to show my friends because he. It all started because he went to the lives and he started knowing people's names. Because
Yes.
before that, I think he didn't really feel like it was something that people would care about. But now
Hmm.
he's like, oh, but they're my friends too. And he's like,
They
he has
really are.
subscribers and no content. Yeah, he has subscribers and no content. And he's like, look at, I got friends too. So it's another thing for us to bond over, and we have a lot of fun
Yeah.
together. So.
No, that's great. No, you guys look like you're having fun. So that's really the thing I would say. Try to have fun. Don't take it. You want to be serious, but if it starts to make you lose your mind, then you shouldn't do it. And if it's
And
stress,
I've been, yes,
yeah,
it
no
it
stress.
it did it. I never used to feel like that though. I will be really honest. I never used to feel that stress feeling until I started going to lives and more people were talking about the monetization and the hours. And I really, you add that in with the whole like we don't go anywhere in the summer because it's so hot, and the places I go
Yes.
to I have to go to. An
Yeah.
example, yesterday was 118 in my van. I had to take my kids out because I had to take them to therapy. Um,
Yes.
During the summer, we're all together. It's just very stressful. And then you start thinking, but I started to have fun, not to be monetized. And I'm really not going to gain anything from being monetized. Like, I'm not Mr. Beast. I'm not like a channel. So I took a
Yes.
step back and I relaxed and I realized I want to have fun again because I do like my
Hmm.
friends that I met on YouTube and it is fun. It's not a business for me. So right now we are not a business. I don't have anything. I'm
Hmm.
not hawking anything.
Good.
Maybe one day, you never know. Some of these people
Yeah, you never
started
know.
YouTube channels 15 years ago and now they actually are businesses. But right now, at
That's
this
right.
moment, I'm not business. I am here to have fun and be like a personality that's having fun and wants friends.
Right. No, no, that's great. And I'll tell you, just as me watching you and everything, like that's the way to be. Because the thing that I don't think a lot of people realize, and I hate to keep like this is my rant. My rant is you have to have fun and you have to have real content and you have both. You know what I mean? Like I think then you'll be successful. But I feel like if you just well, I don't know, like how can I say it? I'm trying to say this nicely, diplomatically. But the whole thing is a lot of people don't put out a lot of content. And then they're trying
Yes,
to
you
get
can't
on it.
expect people to. Yes, you can't expect people to come just to come because you're here. You have like it's just like a TV show. Like you watch the TV
Yes.
show because they got jokes, they got new stuff they're talking about. There's a new storyline. I
Hmm.
don't go and stare at myself in the mirror to just stare at myself in the mirror because I'm not talking.
Yes.
So that
Yeah.
is like, and that's the whole reason I started the channel was because I was enjoying the personalities I was watching on
Hmm.
lives and I was having
Hmm.
fun. There's old school channels from like 10, 15 years ago or whenever YouTube first started that I stopped watching because it became like QVC of that channel. They were trying to hawk me something like
Oh,
a
interesting.
class, like every single five
Wow.
minutes and which I totally understand because people are making livings off of YouTube, but that's not
Yes.
what I was seeking right now at this time in my life. And
Right.
in this time in my life right now I'm looking for relationships, a positive place to go where I don't feel pressure
Right.
to like the only content I'm getting from you is if I pay for a class because there's a lot of YouTubers that are old school YouTubers that are now they come to YouTube, they make their video directing you to their website to
Right.
see like the
Right.
full version of whatever, and it's like
Yep.
$15, $20. And when I originally was supporting that person, it was like free content. And
Yes.
who knows, had that person stayed and created the content and created memberships, I might be a member, but I'm not going to pay
Right.
per class anymore because at this point,
Yes.
now that we're not quarantined and stuff like that, honestly, I would like to go take a class in person if I'm going to pay for a class.
Me
That's
too.
just where I'm
Yeah.
at in my life right now. Like what I
Right.
need. I need socialization. I'm like a
Yes.
toddler that's been
Yes.
isolated. I need socialization, and if I'm gonna pay for it, I'm gonna go in person because
You're
I
gonna
want
go
to
and do
make
it.
friends.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd rather be bullied in person than
Then over. Okay. Good. No, no, I think that's a healthy way to view it because I think a lot of the people in this community do not interact with other people out in the community out in the in the real world.
I
And
don't.
that's so tragic because I think that's the fun of doing this creating. Like if you're in a group, you can sort of bounce things off. Like we bounce things off each other online, but it's nice to have somebody sitting next to you. And if you have a question, they can talk you through it or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like going to your lives where you're in the group and you guys are like knitting and crocheting. Because that's not something I can do right now in my season of my life. So
Yeah.
it's like kind of like you're taking me with you, and I'm like your little
Yes.
partner. That's what it feels like. I
Oh,
like that
that's
stuff.
cool.
See, I like that stuff because that's what
Awesome.
initially I came to YouTube for was to find that and then perhaps get closer to the people I was already kind of getting closer to. But
Hmm.
good for a lot of those people. They're like super blowing up and having like real big channels now.
Yes.
And you just don't have time when your YouTube becomes a business. You just don't have time to connect like that no more, and that's okay. And
Hmm.
that's like super successful. But you know what? They still make content that's there and still free, and I'm still enjoying their personality.
Yep.
Unlike those other people I'm telling you from like 10 years ago, like the sewing
Hmm.
world has changed a
Yeah.
lot.
Oh, interesting. Good to know. Yeah. I wasn't, see, I haven't, my husband sews a little bit. So I haven't, we watched like one or two channels, together, but but I haven't crossed over into that territory yet.
Oh,
You
it's
know
a
what I mean?
world. It's just like yarn. That's
That's
why I
what
said
I hear.
there's something for everyone. That's why I always encourage anybody that they tell me like, oh, I don't want to make a video because I'm embarrassed. Well, just show us your stuff. Like, point the camera that way. But anything that's crafty, there is a community for it. I didn't know that there was a
People love
community
it.
for diamond painting. I like
Yes.
diamond painting, and now there's some people that I see are both worlds. They're yarn and diamond painting. And
Yes.
then even better when I find people that do yarn, diamond painting, and sewing, because then I get to see a little bit of what they're sewing, a little bit of diamond painting and yarn. And
Yes.
so that's what draws me back to the people that have vloggy channels. When I
Mm-hmm.
enjoy what they enjoy and they're still also talking about like their life, but they're
Yes.
showing stuff while they're talking, I enjoy
Mm.
that. Now, if you're going to talk for an hour and you didn't show me nothing, I'm going to feel really disappointed.
I feel the same way. Yeah, I know. I want to see stuff too. I want to see
Yeah.
whatever. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even have to be anything exciting. Yeah.
Yes, like what
No,
did you
I
get
get
at the
you.
Goodwill? What did you get at
Yeah.
Target? Show me. I
Yeah.
like it. Make me. I feel like we're connecting.
Yes. Yeah, it's funny. Like my husband we were at Target the other day, and they had a clearance sale on all these toys, and it was like from every age group. Not to enable you, but anyway, there was a couple in there that had a cart floor to ceiling just full of stuff, and my husband and I were just like watching them shop. We're like being
I
nosy.
wonder
Watching.
if they're doing their Christmas shopping already.
I think so.
Some people do. I actually
Yeah.
I've a few channels still from those old days when I used to do a lot of couponing hauls and stuff. But
Okay.
there's people that start now and they buy for their kids an insane amount. But uh, I'm pretty good about that because my kids
Hmm.
don't really ask for stuff.
Sorry.
But they don't ask for stuff because they can't really talk, right? The,
Right,
the
but
little one,
still.
the little one is a chatterbox, and he wants every toy under the sun. Like, and now I feel for all
Okay.
the mamas that I've ever judged, I apologize. If I
Yes.
ever judged you, and you had a typical kid that was throwing a tantrum about a toy, and I gave you a look, I
Yeah.
apologize. I will
Yes.
hold that and bear that. I apologize. Because when people look at me and my special needs kids are having tantrums, I was like, keep looking, it ain't gonna change. But now
Yeah.
I'm like,
Right.
oh, those typical kids, it don't matter. They don't have to have problems. They will throw a tantrum for a car that costs $1.
I know. It is fascinating. Like I do. I mean, I don't shop like I used to, but every now and again when we go into like Target, because we have a Target, so it's so close, so we end up kind of there just by
But
default. But
Target's fun. It's fun
but
at Target. And so yeah, I'm
so
gonna
much stuff
probably
in there.
tell Arthur. I will probably tell Arthur about what you said, the clearance at Target. And
I
I'll see if
couldn't
he's up
believe
to
it.
go to Target.
My mouth was on the floor. Like I just didn't expect to see all these toys, and it was every age level, appropriate, every male, female, gender, everything. It was like you could. They had Barbie dolls. They had everything. I mean, it was insane. And I just went, wow. I guess so. It's clear to me that last Christmas must have been a bust because I've seen so many toys like at Walmart and at Target. But anyway, that's a side
Yeah.
note.
Yeah.
But it is
No, no,
interesting.
no. And then
Mhm.
I like to go and buy the clearance, like the artsy stuff. We always buy
Yes.
that stuff because we go through that a lot in my house
No, that's
because
good.
of
Yes. So you
the
have a place
sensory
to
stuff.
do
So
that.
we just buy it just to buy it. And so right
Yeah.
now I'm on the hunt for clearance kinetic sand, like the best deal
Oh,
for kinetic sand because the little one's into that. And then we realized that
yes.
the 5-year-old is not putting it in his mouth. So I was like, ooh, 2 for 1 right there, toy. That's a good, it's a score. So
Yeah, we
keep
we
your
did
eyes out.
enjoy
Let me
that.
know if
My
you see
my kids liked it.
kinetic
Yeah, my kids
sand.
liked it. Hmm.
It's
I'm
fun.
trying to think of the other thing. Where? Oh, do you have Five Below? That's what I was going to ask you. Near you?
We do have Five Below, but I bought a corgi bubble machine from them and I made a short about it. And it was garbage. And at Target for $8, I bought this pineapple that lasted 2 summers.
Oh,
So
okay.
now this whole summer we have no bubble machine. So I have not been going to Five Below. I'm kind of like I don't want to buy anything from them that I might pick up during this summertime that's going to be junk
Yes.
toys. But
Okay.
then my cousin told me that Five Below also has clothing. And the day we went, it was
They
like
do.
our neighborhood was just opening one, so I didn't know that they had that. And she said they had
Hmm.
like shirts and like that they had makeup, and I mean, not that I wear
They have
makeup,
some
but they
makeup.
have all
Yeah.
kinds of stuff. And when I
Mm-hmm.
went, it wasn't as full yet, so I didn't get the full experience. And
But
so
well, so
now,
what I want to tell you is they have a lot of arts and crafts. And now I don't know if the prices are good because I don't look at the kids stuff as much. But they do have, like the big fat crayons, for little kids and all the paper and all the stuff. But that's what I would suggest for you to look at. And then they have an exercise section, which is pretty decent too. Like they have like
an
kettlebells.
exercise section.
They have yoga mats and kettlebells and little tiny barbells and things like that.
Oh, yeah. I went in there. I took Julian in there. It's the one by his school, literally to buy a candy bar, the Toblerones, I think they're called.
Oh yeah, they have those. Yes.
Yeah, I went in there to buy that and to buy him a drink. And we didn't get to really walk around because I was like, I gotta go. It's hot. We just get this and out, in and out. So now you're gonna make me want to go walk around the Five Below. But we go to the Dollar Tree a lot because my kids are not they're not heirloom pieces or even the coloring book. It's like they're not gonna color every single page of the coloring book. They're gonna one kid might color it, another kid might rip it. So we'll see.
No, I'm just saying, like if you like crafts, they have it. They have.
We do like crafts. We like making ornaments and photo frames and stuff like that. We like to do that with the kids.
So you're doing all that stuff. See, that's pretty
it's more,
cool.
Yeah, because that's the season of life I'm in. No matter, I know I look old, but I got little kids. It's weird.
Old is
it's
relative.
one of those things. Yes, old is relative, but I do notice that a lot of the YouTubers I see that are my age already have grown kids or kids going to college or almost going to college. And I'm here with diapers and stuff still. So
it is interesting.
It's a fine line to be like 40 with babies. It's just, I don't have a lot of time. So it is what it is.
That's good. That's good. I'm trying to think anything else. Well, you answered like most of my questions. I didn't even have to ask, which is like pretty cool.
Because I talk a lot.
So anyway, so the monetization. So like I said, so you have how many? Okay, tell us how many family members and how many hours. Where are you right now?
Let's see. I will look it up really quick for you.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you don't have to. It doesn't have to be exact, but more or less.
I have like 594 subscribers, and I have 2,932 watch hours.
Okay, so you know what? You are like so close. You're so close to the 3,000 hours. I mean, you're gonna be there in a minute. So really, for you, I would say, if you do like a couple of finished object videos and a couple of lives, you're gonna be done. Like that's gonna be it. Like I can already tell you're gonna.
Yeah, what I really want to do, I really, really do, is I feel like I want to take the time to do tutorials, but it's really hectic in my house. So sometimes I feel like when I do have free time from all three kids and me and Arthur alone, we like to go live because then we like kind of joke around and we get to like communicate with other adults. And it's free. It's not like I have to pay like the money to go to the movies because we rent the home movies at home now a lot because we don't go out. But I would like to do the tutorial because I feel like that is something I'm really good at, the little tops. But it just takes more time. And so I give all the kudos to the people that make tutorials all the time because it is time consuming. And you need to have like quiet and all the things I don't have right now.
Right. No, and it's going to be, challenging for you. It may take you longer, but I would say, if you have that passion, if it's coming out of you, do it. Yeah, do it for sure.
Yeah, I do. I want to. So we'll see. And I think having the tutorials will also help me because I'm really big on that, having like content that people want to watch, not just being here to be here.
Yeah. No, yes. And I think, and I'm so glad you see that because a lot of people don't. And I think it's so important because anybody can be here, but you have to you got to give them a little something.
Yeah, to bring in new friends. You want new friends, you have to have new things. Because your same friends will come visit you because we're all friends.
We're friends.
But you want new friends, you got to have new things that they might want to talk about.
That's right.
That's the way I see it. Like you gotta have new friends,
the message.
right?
Yes. Yes. But anyway, but once again, I want to thank you so much for you supporting my channel, for joining the membership. But also you've been there whenever you can make it, because we're on opposite ends of the world.
Yes, we are. But I
It,
enjoy your channel. I mean, like I said, I grow to like channels, and then I will interact more with that channel, and then
okay.
from there I'll go on. And then when I find something I really like, I will join the membership, and I
Yeah.
keep it as long as I can. And then some months I turn it off, and some months I go back. But
Yep.
it always is on that list of like, these are the people you were following. Do you want to
Yes.
return to them? And then it's like, yes, maybe no, yes,
Yes.
maybe no.
Yes. Yeah.
So
So
I want to
anyway,
say thank you. I enjoy what you put out. I enjoy watching it. I really enjoy thrifting. So I love when you go to like the flea markets and
oh,
stuff. That's super
come
fun.
along.
I like your shorts that have that
Thanks.
stuff, because I don't get to go to that stuff a lot, especially in the summer.
Yeah.
We try not to go out; it's too hot. I enjoy the cooking a
Okay.
lot. So
Oh well,
I
thank
really
you.
enjoy your channel, and I love your personality. So that's a
Aw.
big plus. So thank you for being you to make becoming friends with me. I
Oh.
appreciate it.
Well, I'm glad I can be there, and I really appreciate that, because it's weird. Like I said, doing a YouTube channel is a lot of work. People don't understand, like it's a lot, but it's great. People appreciate what you do, so I am very grateful. Yeah. So, but I'm just trying to think so no amigurumi. It sounds like for
No,
yeah.
if you see it, you'll see it from Art, and he'll post a video or he'll be on a live.
Okay.
He's right now he's practicing to do that basket, and he really was like, today he wanted to try it this weekend, like today and yesterday we didn't get a chance, but he wanted to try to make a basket just because I think he's trying to get that circle shape. But for me,
Yes.
no, I'm a girl. No.
You're good. Yeah, the basket. I think everybody goes through the basket. I have this monster basket that I made. My husband's like, "What are you gonna do with it?" I'm like, "Dude, leave me alone. I don't know."
Put clothes in it. Make it the hamper.
Just
I
throw
don't
some
know.
clothes in there. Yeah.
We're gonna put kids' toys in it. That's what I told him. You want to make a basket? We got yarn. We can make a basket. But
Yeah.
I told him to make a hat first. But I think he was
Yes.
more intimidated with the hat. But I said it's the same concept, the circle. He wants to try the basket, so we'll do that
Okay. I
to
mean,
get the certificate.
gotta let him go. Let the bird fly. Let him do his thing. Now, is there anything that I can do for you? You know, in terms of your channel, or any
Um,
questions? I mean, you don't have to ask me right now. I mean, if you want, but I mean, if there's anything that I
no,
can just
just
like,
continue to be you and supportive and genuine,
okay.
and that would be great help.
All right. Now, let's see. We've been on
And
52 minutes. Did you think
I
we'd make
talk
it
a
an
lot.
hour?
I'm sorry. I talk a
No,
lot.
it's good. It's good. It's good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep the recording, and then I'll put it out there. I'll take a look. I might edit a little thing. It's a little thing. I might edit just a skosh, nothing major. But I just want people to at least get there and know who you are, and then they can check out your channel. But you have some great videos. I'm there stalking. I don't necessarily do a lot of typing, but
Yeah,
I'm looking,
I
and
do
I
that
think
too.
people would appreciate, especially well, all your ponchos and your shawls. I'm like, oh man, and and then you did the bod thing. That's pretty good. And since
Well, I didn't enter that. That was just one I made. I followed her
just
tutorials
randomly.
on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think that's amazing, and that's like a testimony to bod. Like a lot of people have made her sweaters and pullovers and things like that, and their tops and dresses for little girls and stuff. I mean, she's really passed on a lot of knowledge, to a lot of the
She has.
crochet.
I think she's touched everybody. That's the thing
Yeah,
is though, like she has a lot of girl stuff. I have no girls, so I
I
was like,
know.
what can I
That's the
do?
only thing. As soon as I started talking, I realized, like, I was like, this is not helping her at all. But anyway,
Like, I don't have girl stuff to make. But the
yeah,
sweaters are cute if the kids would wear it. Well, the little
they're
one does, but I
adorable.
might make one for little Artie because it works out quick because he's still small. I
Yeah.
might make him one this winter. But Juju and Oliver, they're not getting sweaters. No,
Now,
no, thank you.
do you think cotton might help them at all, or no? Is that too?
No, it's just a sensory thing. Like the
Yeah.
oldest one, he wants everything right now orange. He's obsessed with orange, and he wants a hoodie.
Oh,
The
there you
little
go.
one, the 5-year-old Oliver, it's a sensory thing. we send him to school in long sleeves with no sweater because he just strips the sweater off.
Oh, okay.
And then we don't even own jackets. Just to give you an idea of really, really genuinely
Yes.
how hot it is here, we do not own jackets. Any kind of zip-up jacket with the hood, we don't own it. And when I see people sending their kindergartners with like a whole jacket and the whole thing, I'm like, really, it ain't that cold. But your kid looks cute because they have them like all matchy. I'm like, your kid looks cute, but come on now, it ain't that hot. It's not that cold. Come on.
Well, tell me this. So can you tell us where you're located, just so people sort of have a feel?
We're in Phoenix, Arizona area.
Yes. Okay.
We're in the Phoenix area. And
so it's hot. Very hot in the summer.
Hot. It's very hot, and we're surrounded by all the mountains, and it's really, really hot. And I think we're like the 5th biggest city in the United States, Phoenix, something like that.
Yeah,
so I wasn't joking. Yeah, I wasn't joking on that video when I was talking about the senior centers and stuff. When I worked at the city hall, for me as a young person being like 16 with that job, it was very prestigious that I could say I worked at the city hall and I went there every day. It was very exciting to interact and see the mayor, and it was a big deal. Having my own little business card, and it was a big deal. So we are a really big city. So I feel comfortable saying that I live in Phoenix. I don't live directly in Phoenix, but it's big, it's hot. And just to give you an idea, people wear shorts all year long. And if it's cold, you put socks on and then you throw your slides on, and that's all.
Oh, wow. Socks and sandals.
Yeah, I'm so serious. It's that hot. If I'm a little bit chilly, I might throw the poncho on and a sweater.
Yes. Yeah, so that really does.
It's not beautiful either.
Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah. See, and I meant to ask you that earlier, and then it just occurred to me. I don't know, just in case if people didn't know. Now, is there anything you're interested in trying, like craft-wise, like a new craft that you haven't done before?
I did buy a book, and I bought a Tunisian hook, and I was supposed to be going on Saturdays to a Zoom thing, but I haven't been able to make it. I tried 2 times now with the kids and stuff, but I want to learn to do Tunisian.
Okay.
If I can't do Tunisian, then at least I have I'm glad I didn't buy like a whole kit. I just bought like the one and the book. But I want to do Tunisian, or what's the other one where it's like the little blankets that has like the little squares? It's called like interlace or something.
Oh, I know what you're saying. Yes. Yeah.
They're like stacked up like this. I would like to do that. Am I going to be able to do that? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure.
Yeah, somebody has a good tutorial. I think it's Jada and Stitches has a good corner to corner. A couple people do, actually. I think it's
not corner to corner. It's the interlace. I think it's called interlace.
Oh, interlac. Yeah,
interlac.
Like yeah, I've never done it.
That's what I want to try. Where they use the crochet hook.
Okay.
Yeah, I would love to try that.
Might be Marley Bird. Marley Bird, I think, might have one.
I think I want to try to knit more. I did start trying to knit socks. I gave up on that.
Yeah, that takes a minute. Like the socks, there's definitely a skill level with that. I mean, I've made one sock. It annoyed me, but I say I applaud people that
you
do
it.
No. I made the one and I was like, okay, this is a lot. But anyway, I don't know. I'm having like an ADD moment, maybe.
That's why I bought the 2 needles to do them at the same time. But then I kept losing track of the counting, and you have to count a lot when you do socks when you're first starting.
You do.
Until you get to that part where it's just like around the foot.
Yes.
And with all these kids and running up and down, I lost track, and I was like, forget it. I will get to it when I get to it. I bought a sock loom, the little sock looms. Never tried it. I did get a hand cranking knitting machine.
You got a machine? Okay.
I got the Centros. I have a little Centro and like the bigger one. I made a blanket with it, and I tried to make socks with the little one. It's not really my cup of tea. It's still really loose. I don't like it as much as like hand knitting. In the crafting world, like that's about it. I want to go back to diamond painting. I just finished my first diamond painting. I think I showed it in a video. And I got some ones. I got some Picasso? No, Picasso. Yeah, Picasso. No. Yeah. No, Van Gogh. I'm so sorry. So like Van
Mm-hmm.
Gogh.
Oh, I see. Yep.
Yeah. I want to do that. But right now, I mean, crochet is my game. Crochet and
Yes.
knitting. My goal is by next summer to have knit some kind of top for myself. So if it's going to be a
Okay.
sweater or some kind of like, I really want to knit a tank top. I don't know. For the summer, it would be nice.
Yes.
Those are my next goals. My growing my channel, making more friends,
Yes.
and trying to stay happy about it and not stressed out
Yes.
about it.
So that's good. That's a
And
good. That's
realizing it's okay.
goals. Mm-hmm.
I think another thing I want to realize is like maybe my next goals are if I'm not going to talk about yarn all the time, it's okay. And if nobody watches, it's okay too. But it's also helping me document my life and my kids. Like I didn't realize that the day I first introduced my kids was like the only day that video that I recorded my kids. And I want to do more of that, like record my kids and maybe not put them in the videos, but I'm just saying like more documentation of my life would be nice
Yes.
other than just for this area of my life.
No, that's a
Does
nice
that make
goal.
sense?
Yeah, that's a nice goal because I can tell you I don't have many videos and photos of myself. I realized like the whole time my kids were coming up. Yeah, there's really not a lot, which is terrible, but it is what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that a lot lately.
Yeah.
About self documenting me and my kids together.
Mm-hmm.
It's just been weighing on me a lot. And I'm like, we have these phones, and in the old days, I would always be taking pictures. And I mean the
Yes.
old days, like 20 years ago. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
but I would be taking pictures all the time. I'd carry my camera around, and
Yep.
always took the opportunity. But now that I feel like we have them in our pockets, it just goes to the wayside. Like the moment
Mm-hmm.
passes because it's so easy to do it now that you're just like, oh, I'll take a picture later. I'll take a picture later, and then you never take the
Yeah.
picture, and
Yep.
that happens.
I've said the same thing. Yeah, I've said the same thing. So that's good that you realized that sooner than I did because I really have to get out there and do more. Yeah, I know it's terrible. I just looked. I said I have so few pictures of my kids and I together, even though we spent so much time together
Yeah, because you're with them every day.
all the time. Yeah. So anyway, so that's a good. If anybody out there listening, who might have
That's
a
important.
little. Yeah, go for it. Yeah, that's awesome. All right. Well, anything else you want to add before we go? We made that hour. I can't believe it.
No, I had a lot of fun.
No, I'm glad you did, and thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it. But like I said, I'm just hoping that people get to know you better, that they'll join your family and enjoy
I
your
appreciate it.
content
This
and all
is so
that stuff.
nice. Thank you so
Yeah, I
much
just
for the
like to be
opportunity.
relaxed.
I had
Nothing
fun, and
crazy.
I talk a lot, so it's kind of easy.
No, it's great. I love it. I love it. It is awesome. All right, so we're gonna say any final words, Miss Angel Renee today.
No, be nice, and we'll see you in the next one.
Yeah, see you in the YouTube streets. Yeah, be kind. I think that's good. Be nice, be kind, and let's all try to have some fun while we're on YouTube. That's my that's
And
what
for anybody that, yeah, anybody that made it to the end of here and watched it, and you don't have a channel and you want to show your stuff to your friends, just make some shorts. Create a
Mm-hmm.
channel. You don't have to show your face because other
Yes,
people out there might get inspiration off of it. So just show it off.
that is
Well,
so
you
true.
can't.
Well,
It's
you can.
free.
It's free. I like it. All right, so stay right there. We're gonna end. So thanks you guys for coming to check out Angel Renee today on I Bring It Every Day, and we'll see you all soon. Take care. Bye.